Hey guys, how you doing? It's the Jose Man. Today I want to do a wee review of the PlayStation VR headset. I'll also talk about the Oculus Rift and my experience with that as well. Anyway, about a few days ago I got to go to a lock-in event in Edinburgh and try out for a few hours the PlayStation VR, and I got to test 3 games. There was 4, but one of them I just didn't fancy, and that was Ocean Descent, previously known as Into the Deep, which is the shark one. Rigs, which is the big mech robot racing sport shooter type game. I don't really know what to make of that, as in what it is, but anyway. And the last one I got to try was Valkyrie. The 4th one was Battlezone, which was kind of like your Tron tank kind of game. I didn't want to play that, it's personal, I just didn't fancy it, it's not something I'm keen on. Anyway, first impressions when you put the headset on: very easily adjustable, very comfortable, so lightweight that within seconds you forget you've got it on. And that's something I was looking for, because if you've seen my previous video on a preview of it, I used to own a headset called the Sony HMZ T1, which was a 3D display. It didn't do with games, it was just a headset just for watching 3D content, or you could play your games on it. And if you want to find out more about my opinion on that, you check out that video, because that was really uncomfortable and the visuals and all that stuff was horrible. But anyway, PlayStation VR, comfy, very comfy, lightweight, and the field of view was different from what I was expecting. I was expecting, like some people are asking, is there going to be black bars? You're kind of thinking it's going to be a square view. It's circular. It's kind of like if you put on a motorcycle helmet or any kind of helmet really, you'll notice on the very edges of your peripheral this black circular ring. So it's dark around a circular edge, but it's not like here. It's barely noticeable. And again, it's only one of those things you're going to notice when you're looking for it. It's the same with screen door. I was looking for the screen door effect. I couldn't notice it. Some people will probably say, oh, I've seen it, I noticed screen door. I didn't really notice it, and I was looking for it. But it's quite hard to look for that when you're looking at the content, because if you've ever watched 3D movies or 3D Blu-ray at the cinema or at home, you know that's hit and miss. It's good. I personally love 3D. I have a collection of 3D Blu-rays. I've got a 3D TV, 3D. I enjoy it. But this is beyond that. It's way superior, and I can't really find the words to explain that. You really just have to experience it. But anyway, yeah, that's about the only things I noticed. Was this little circular black ring that you were looking through, kind of like looking through a camera lens, I guess. But after a few seconds, you don't notice. It's not a problem. To be honest with you, if you're going to be that pernickety about this little insignificant thing, come on. I mean, anyway. So I started off with the Ocean Descent, which is actually the one I was looking forward to most. And the reason for that is I'm shark daft. I've been studying sharks since I was very small. It's my favourite animal, and without showing you guys right now, my living room is full of shark stuff. So I was really excited to see what that would be like, and it met more than my expectations. I'm standing in this cage, and you know, you're just getting lowered down, and you've probably seen videos of it, so you know what it's like. But wow, I mean, I'm actually lost for words now, because it's hard to explain. You really do feel like you're there, and yeah, it might not be the highest resolution, but you don't notice it. Especially, that's a good example, because when you're underwater like that, things aren't crisp clear anyway. But put it this way, this idiot tried to grab the railings, and then within a second realised they're not there, and I felt a wee bit wobbly in my feet, so I had to sit down. And it wasn't nausea or any kind of discomfort, it was just, I literally was kind of like, because I couldn't see my feet and my peripherals, my full vision was covered. I'm looking around about me and I'm seeing this massive turtle come towards me, and I was like, wow, this thing is huge, and the depth perception is beyond any 3D you've seen in the cinema or TV, as I just said, and it's just the same as depth as you've got in your vision now. So I looked at that and I looked around me and there's rocks falling down, and I don't want to tell everything that I saw because it's going to be a full hour and a half experience, whereas the demo I think was like roughly 12 minutes, something like that. I wasn't really counting the seconds or anything on the minutes, but I'm looking around about me and there was no lag at all, everything was fine, everything was in focus. There was this monitor on the railing and it felt like I could just go out and touch it, same with the railings themselves. And then the shark came, of course, and wow, the size of this thing was just wow. Yeah, it is hard to explain. So the only thing I can really give you guys is the atmosphere of the 3D binaural audio, which is really stereo audio used with binaural technology. Again, look that up, it's really good. And it takes stereo and kind of gives it this three-dimensional space thing. I don't really know how to explain it again, but you really feel like no matter where you look, the audio is just correct, you know. And I wasn't personally one of the ones that were trying this when I was jumping and stuff like that, because I'm not. I was wanting to lean in because I love sharks. I wasn't scared or anything like that, but I did feel like I was lost in this for the time that I was enduring it. Like I felt, I'm aware that I'm not there, but every time you look around you forget that at the same time. It's really, again, hard to explain. I'm sorry if I'm losing you guys in this. It's just one of those things you have to try. The whole point of this is, if I'm skipping the gun here, I highly recommend this headset. That's clearly obvious from where I'm speaking, because I loved it. Some people have endured nausea and other things like that, but I think it's down to the person. For me, the only thing I had to do was I had to sit down, because I wasn't aware where my footing was, and you forget what's in front of you. Am I going to walk into something? Am I going to step there and lose my foot? And that's the kind of thing I experienced. So I sat down, and that was the shark one. I won't say too much more about it. So the next one I tried was Valkyrie. Again, brilliant. Sitting in this massive cockpit, and again, from what you see in a 2D screen or on YouTube, it really doesn't justify how big and how this thing is. Like, the guns on this thing were like half the size of a house or something like that. That's what it was like to me. I'm a wee person, supposedly, but these guys are massive. And I look down and I've got a body, and you can't move the arms, but it's really like they're your arms, visually anyway. And the only thing I noticed, if I leaned like this way, I noticed that the shoulders were, the chest, everything was coming with me. So really, that was pretty amazing. And I spent a bit of time looking around the cockpit and stuff like that, and then boom, out you go. You come out at some speed, and it just takes a nosedive. And at that particular moment, I was like, whoa! And I think I said that pretty loud because I think people were laughing at me, because I was like, holy shit! I literally felt like I was in there. That moment there, that got me. I got a wee bit of a fright. But then the game itself was more of something you participate in, rather. I don't know. I felt a wee bit. I wasn't doing very much, because it felt like, because you're in space, you weren't. I thought, am I moving or am I not moving? Am I just gliding? So I'm trying to figure out the controls to go faster, and I wasn't really going any such speed. So that kind of took me out of the experience a wee bit, because I was thinking I'd be able to, shoot forward, back, sideways, that kind of stuff. But you could rotate, and that was a wee bit. You go upside down and turn around, and you fired your guns, and you've seen videos of that. That was the game. The game itself, which isn't a review of, could have been. I was expecting more, if I'm being honest. But the visuals, everything in the cockpit was brilliant. There was a couple of wee things that were really close to me. Like, there was this pipe kind of metal pole thing that was kind of behind me, and it was the closest. There was a wee bit out of focus, but that might have just been the headset just needing a slight adjustment, because at home you're going to spend a lot more time getting it perfect, whereas I got the thing on my head right and as close as my eyes as I could, and I just went with it. But the guy from Sony, the rep that was there, informed me that it could be just the slightest movement up, down, left or right can cause that. So he reassured me that the other thing was it's an old build, an old source of code, maybe a good 6-7 months old. So when this thing is released and the game's released, those wee things will be ironed out and blah blah blah. So moving on, I tried the rigs, which is the one they recommend you try last. So a lot of people try and jump into games like this first, and this is probably where they get the nausea and that kind of thing, because it's a very, very fast paced game. Very similar setup in the sense that Valkyrie, you're in this huge cockpit metal robot gun mech thing. I don't really know what to call it. Correct me with everything that I'm saying here, guys, in the comments box if you wish. Because obviously when you're doing one of these things, you don't have time to take notes, so you're trying to remember something that happened 3 days ago. And I'm sitting in this cockpit and I'm running around and I'm jumping really high, and it really felt like I was jumping really high. Like when you play it in a first person shooter on a normal 2D game, you don't think about that. There's wee things like that you don't pay attention to, which I thought was cool. When you jump high in a game, you're not just going, wow, that was high. You just think I jumped. You don't even think about it, you just do it. And this, small things like that get you killed. Oh, that was amazing. I jumped about 60 feet there, and it felt like I jumped 60 feet. And then by the time I took that in, I'm shot or killed, because I'm in that moment that I'm forgetting, oh aye, there's more to this than just jumping. And you're when the movement of the thing was weird, because you look around with your head and you can side strafe and jump and run and turn and try to get your aim and all that stuff, and it just felt right. It was good. I wasn't very good at the game, I'll be honest with you, and it was one of those games that I have heard other people say that you don't really know what to do. What's this game about? But the idea is you run around grabbing these gold balls. Once you've got enough, you jump up through the centre whole ring of the map thing. It's not a very big map, and you eliminate the other team kind of thing. But even still, I'm not really sure what it was. It was just an experience. But the thing that was really good was when it first loads, you're in you pick your machine and you use your head to pick which one you want, and it comes up and it's right in front of you, and this thing's like, it's just, I don't know, I probably have to guess it was about 15-20 feet tall maybe. I could be wrong about that again, but it was big. And you're in this almost like a kind of lobby type place with loads of people running around wearing, they look like the Stig from Top Gear, exactly like that, and they all seem pretty short. And I mentioned this to the guy, I says, either my character is really tall, because I wasn't in the machine at this point, I'm supposedly just standing there, I'm either really tall or these guys are all really short. And they say, oh, it's just you're meant to be quite tall, and that might be something that could be used. It could be a problem with code, or again, one of the depth height perceptions. Because people were short. I know I'm repeating myself, but it was weird. That was strange. But when it first loads out, there's this wee guy, and he's got his helmet on and his white leather racing looking suit, and he's using a computer. And he's right there, he's like right here, and there's people walking around. I know that doesn't sound that exciting, but there's just something about it that was just like, and they're like, you ready? And I'm like, no, hold on, I just want to look around. And that's what's cool about PlayStation VR, or any VR. It's just being able to look around and things that you've never been able to do. So anyway, I got into the game, I played that, enjoyed it. And the games, it's weird. Although all three experiences were really good, visually they were really good, and yeah, people will say, oh, and it's true the resolution's not the highest out of that, the Vive or the Oculus. But unless you're actually putting one on after the other, I don't think that matters. Really, you won't notice it. Or if you spend a long time on one and go to the next one, you will notice a difference. Yeah, I mean, I noticed the difference in resolution with the Oculus Rift a couple of days later, that it was a bit sharper. But that's a compromise I'm willing to accept, considering I was testing the Oculus on a £1,100 machine with a 1070 graphics card. I mean, obviously, and yeah, the resolution is going to be better, but that thing's also like 600 quid or £600, whatever. So you get what you pay for, but I mean, for £350 on a console I've already owned that's 350 odd pounds, it was more than worth the money. Because even without playing a game, just looking around these experiences, you're just like, it's the looking around for me. I know that sounds shit, but for example, if you do get one, and I do recommend it, you're going to get a demo disc with it, and it's going to be the PSVR Worlds, and it won't be the full experiences, because that game the actual full game will be like £26. But you try the demo and you get to the ocean descent, the shark one. You can't do anything in that game. It's a glorified tech demo essentially. That's all it is. And you can't move. Maybe you can move a foot or two left or right, forward or back. But you're really just standing there looking around. That's all you can do in it, and that might sound boring. But the point of that is the whole point of this video for me was just being able to do that is enough for this experience. When you add into the fact that you can control the environment via a PlayStation Move controllers or even a PS4 controller and playing the game and interacting, that's the bonus. And that's what I think is really amazing about these headsets. All of them. I can sit and play an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4 game for hours, and you get so into it that you're not really taking into the smaller things you take for granted. Like, I can run, I can jump, I can crawl, I can look round about me. You don't think about that stuff. You think about how much ammo you've got left, or this new unlock. You know, you've got used to that on 2D, but when you're doing this, even if there's not AAA like Call of Duty or Battlefield experiences yet, it's still really, really good, even if the technology's still new. So I love the PlayStation VR. Everyone else who was attending this lock-in who also tried it loved it, and the pre-orders went up like that. I pre-ordered mine literally straight away. And I've went out and I've got headphones and all that stuff, and that's another thing you're going to need is headphones, and it comes with in-earphones, but for the real experience, a good pair of stereo headphones. Now, don't go out there and get yourself 3D audio headphones or special headphones. You don't need it, because it works better with stereo, because it's going to use binaural I don't even know if I'm saying the word right, binaural audio, which takes a stereo and makes it into 3D anyway, and that's what the headset will do for you. If you start adding 7.1 features to that, it's not really going to work. And that was Sony themselves that have told me that. So you don't need an expensive headset. A good mid-range one. For instance, the one I've just got was the PlayStation wireless headset, or as you guys in America call it, is the gold headset. And I got it in white. And I've actually got an unboxing of that, which you want to check. I've just done that, and a cool little stand, which I think is really worth checking out, to hold both my VR headset and my headphones. On to the Oculus, which again was tried a couple of days later. I wasn't really all that thrilled, because I thought to myself, I don't see myself getting one of these things anyway, not unless it comes out for the Xbox One. And that may happen because, as you know, it comes with an Xbox One controller. And there's a chances that Microsoft will be working at some sort of deal with Oculus. But everything with Facebook and Oculus is very secretive. I mean, again, the rep for that was saying that they don't know that much about this stuff. It's just so secretive. But I looked at it anyway. I thought, there's a chance it may come out. I may own one of these in the future. So let's just see what it's all about. And yeah, the resolution is sharper. the experiences were really good on that, and I probably couldn't. I'm sorry, I couldn't tell you the names of really any of them because you only got to try them for less than a minute, which that sucked. You got 5 or so experiences a minute each, and I can only think one of them I actually literally was interacting with. The first one was just origami cartoony world, and it was like animals, and I'm just standing there and I'm just looking around, and as crappy as the visuals were on that, it was pretty cool. You know, it was just this origami looking deer there and a wee fox, and there was these big trees, but it was just the height of everything, and that's what I like about the VR. Again, it's the height of everything and the distance of everything and the size of things, because they're not all the way over there, they're like right here. And then the next one I tried was, I'm standing in front of a wee alien, and again, he's right in front of me, and he's shorter than me, he's about 4 feet, and it's literally like I could just put my hand that far out and touch him, and that was amazing, and that was really good graphics on that. And I'm just looking around again, it's just a wee world. And I thought, right, that's cool, and then the rep says, as it goes dark, aye, and then they do this to you. And I open my eyes and I'm now standing on top of a skyscraper. The graphics were very similar, rendered to something out of maybe one of the Arkham Knight kind of Arkham games, but they were really good. I mean, I was at night time on top of a skyscraper, and I'm not going to lie, I shit myself. Not literally, but that was scary. And with the Oculus headset, and I'll get to the comfort of that in a second, as I looked down, I could just through my nose, I could see the floor just ever so slightly, so I knew that I'm safe. I can see that I'm standing on a flat floor. At the same time, I did not want to move a millimetre or two forward, because I leaned forward and I was like, oh fuck, and I felt not nauseous, not sick, just my brain's like, yeah, you're going to fall. But the other part of it's going, well, no, I'm not going to fall, because I know I'm standing on the floor. But it wasn't enough to convince me to walk forward. It was that realistic. That was one of the best ones. And people watching on the monitor were like, oh fuck, I don't think I'm doing that one. The next one that came on, I tried was a rock climbing thing. Now the guy did say this would be a much better if we had in the controller things, but I had to use just the normal Xbox. So there's these floating hands, and they're right in front of your face. L trigger, right trigger to climb. And I never really spent much time looking down or up. I was just really trying to, because it's quite hard, and you're grabbing these wee bits. And I had a wee look round about me, and the graphics and the visuals were really good. And I realised I'm getting quite high up, and then I had to jump to this next part. And as I'm in midair, my brain's kind of like, oh fuck. You're playing Uncharted 2, you don't really care if you fall, you don't really think about, oh shit, I need to get this, you just do it. This, I was really, really nervous. I made the jump, and I got so far, and there was even parts where I was like, what's going on, and I had to move my head back because there was trees, and it gives you this kind of warning saying, oh, you need to move your head or you're going to fall and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I never thought about stuff like that before. So at one point I fell, and literally my brain at the same time just kind of went, whoa, like that. And I nearly lost my foot and nearly fell to the floor in real life, because I couldn't disconnect it. The fact that I genuinely thought I'd fallen a height and get a fright, and that was enough to me to think, this is cool, this is brilliant. And that was pretty much all I tried out with that. Comfort wise, nowhere near as comfortable as the PlayStation VR, that's just being honest. And the wee headphones that are built in, they don't even sit right on your ears, they're quite loose, and I'm sure you can adjust them more, but I never thought much of them. It was dead flimsy. The strap wasn't that comfortable, but the headset wasn't uncomfortable either. It wasn't like pure heavy and stuff like that. It just wasn't as comfortable, it wasn't as light. I don't really know what to call it, because I can't really call it black bars, because again it's a circular view that you get. Only I noticed when I first put the headset on, I could see some sort of distortion in the middle, like two rings that were overlapping, and I could see this happen in the middle, and that was just a matter of adjusting the wee slider, removing the eyepieces. And And it wasn't 100% perfect, but 98, I'd say. I'd give it 98%. It was fine. But you still notice this wee thing, but I didn't have as much time with this device, you've got to remember. So I'm only remembering the things that stood out to me. Higher resolution, less comfortable, far more expensive just for the headset, let alone for the device you're going to use. Less chance or time spent on any experiences, but at the same time very good experiences. They did get me a wee bit more in the sense of giving me frights and things like that. But I'm really excited to see where this technology is going to go. But anyway guys, I'm going to wrap this up because I've been talking for like 25 minutes and I'm just rambling, but I absolutely love the PlayStation VR. I did get to ask, and I mean I must have bugged this poor guy with hundreds of questions I could think of, all about, well yeah, I used the cinematic mode. Brilliant. That's going to be really exciting for me personally. The large screen, there's 3 options. Small, which if you move your head, you know, it just stays with you. So if you want to take a lie down, you're going to have a screen size probably about a 65 inch TV, which is good. There's no rendering run about it, it's just black space. You're in a black hole with just this screen. Medium, it's kind of like being mid-row in a cinema. You know, it's just covering the edges of your peripheral, but to see the, you know, you can still move your head round about it. Pretty cool. And the large, it's like being front row, maybe second row in a cinema, but you need to move your head to see the sides and the corners. Now me personally, that was my favourite. I like being first row, but a lot of you guys will disagree with that. Let me know what you think about it, you know. But I like that because I feel like the closer I am, the bigger things are. That's just my preference. But you do get options, is my point. You're not stuck with one that you're going to love or you're going to hate. I don't think your 3D binaural audio is going to work in that setting, but I've also heard that it does. The guy at Sony says that it will, but I don't think it's going to be exactly the same as what I'm saying, because your audio is mainly coming from the front anyway, so you're going to mainly get closer to stereo really. But if you're using a headset like I've got with a virtual surround sound option on the button, you can stick that back and you can play your PlayStation 4 games or watch a Blu-ray or that kind of thing. Now yeah, the resolution again is 1080p, but it's going to say it's not going to be as sharp as watching it on a 2D picture, but I think that's a worthy compromise because it's not going to be crap. I think it's still going to be great to experience your normal games or films on this. And again, with the PlayStation 4 Pro just round the corner, this is going to bump up some visuals and some frame rates and other wee kind of bits and bobs as well. I've been informed as well that there's going to be YouTube videos done in VR, or 360 videos. So there'll be a new app within the coming to PlayStation soon for YouTube, and soon there'll be movies as well filmed in VR, which we'll be able to get through the PlayStation somehow and experience them, like the movie The Walk, which is the walking that tightrope wire between the Twin Towers. There was an experience about that tested several months ago, maybe it was a year ago, I can't remember, and you should be able to experience that in the comfort of your living room. Things like that, so there's a lot of these wee things coming as well. I did get a lot of information about the PlayStation 4 Pro, the 4K problem with the Blu-ray. There's loads of questions I asked, and I'll do that detailing in another video. I'm going to wrap this one up, but guys, if you have any questions that I haven't covered, or let me know what you thought of this video, if I rambled on at the same points over and over, leave a wee comment below and have a wee discussion and tell me what you guys think of PlayStation VR. Are you going to get one? Are you going to stick with a Vive or an Oculus Rift? Let me know what you guys are thinking. If you have also, like myself, tried this out, remind me of something maybe I've missed out or your experiences as well. But again, if you liked it, send a comment, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.